Yeah, football is back. Hey guys, so welcome to Let's Talk. So the concept of this type of segment is I talk about anything that's on my mind and I discuss it with you guys. So yeah, and afterwards you can let me know what you thought about the topics. So yeah, let's get into it. So like the title of the video says, football is finally back. So let's start with Dortmund. Now, I didn't actually watch this game because I kind of slept through it, and yeah. So in short, I didn't watch this game, but from what I've like saw on Twitter and like watching the highlights myself, this was a game that like Dortmund totally dominated. Not only with the scoreline, but like the game in general. They were by far the better team, which is why they won 4-0. Um, it's a very good result for Dortmund because this helps them keep momentum on Bayern Munich, which is kind of refreshing because like usually Bayern have like a clear advantage at this stage, but it's kind of interesting how like there's uh, quite a few more teams this year competing with Bayern for the title, which is very exciting to see. Now, the player that most Premier League fans, including myself, were very intrigued to see in this game was Jadon Sancho. He was on the bench because he was recovering from an injury. So that was very disappointing because that's what most people were wanting to see. Wanted to see Jadon Sancho in action. So yeah, that was disappointing. But on the positive side, it's great to see Erling Haaland um, continue with his great goal scoring form, which is quite evident because like with this goal, he now has like 10 goals in 9 Bundesliga games. And not only that, but he has like 10 goals in I believe 3 competitions this season. That's kind of remarkable. I hope he continues it because he's a very great player. But yeah, that was enough for Dortmund. So yeah, Dortmund had a very good game, and it's an amazing result for them because it keeps them in touching distance between them and Bayern Munich, which is going to be very exciting for the next weekend. Now moving on to Mönchengladbach. So Mönchengladbach had a great win as well. They won 3-1, which and this result also keeps them in a very good touching distance between themselves and Bayern. And like I said before, it's kind of very exciting to see in Bundesliga for once that like there's teams that are actually competing with Bayern for the title. It's not like Bayern having a clear advantage, which they usually do at this stage of the season, but they don't, which is what makes it exciting for me at least. Now, one of the players that like Man United are scouting is Zakaria. He was clearly not available for today. I believe he has a back injury or something. That's what I found out when I looked, anyways. Um, so yeah, he wasn't available. So like, it was a loss not seeing him because it would have been interesting to see how he plays. Since I mostly watch the Premier League and I wouldn't have a clue. But yeah, to conclude, Mönchengladbach had a pretty good weekend. Um, they're in touching distance between themselves and Bayern Munich, and yeah, it was a great point. It was a great 3 points for them. And yeah, let's move on to another team now. So now let's talk about RB Leipzig. So I would say their result against SC Freiburg was very disappointing considering they were very dominant throughout the game. They had, I believe, 61% possession, and they had 19 shots, and 9 were on target. So really, they should have come out of this game as winners. Why that wasn't the case, I don't know. Probably a bad day. Um, but this is very disappointing because they are another team that are in touching distance between Bayern Munich, and this is a huge blow for their chances because teams ahead of them like Dortmund and Mönchengladbach have taken the advantage, and they weren't unable to. So yeah, I just think this puts them at a disadvantage. But who knows? Maybe they could gain some ground next week. So now let's talk about Bayern Munich. So Bayern Munich faced Union Berlin, and I actually watched this game. So it was kind of very nice to watch football for once. It's kind of hard in this pandemic when there's no live sports to watch, especially for someone like me who loves sports. So yeah, it's very nice to see a live football game for once. Anyways, so the game in itself, so Bayern uh, won, were clear dominant team, and like many people were expecting beforehand, for Bayern to win this comfortably. That's exactly what they did. Union Berlin hardly even test Bayern's goal. It was really one-sided, and yeah, basically what most of us would have expected beforehand. Now, I'm recording this video before Bayern Leverkusen's game on Monday, so it would be interesting to see what the result for that game is because the top five for the Bundesliga is very close. Um, it's not going to be easy for Bayern to win the league this year, that's for sure. And the league table is shaping up very nicely. It's just going to be very interesting to see what the results will do for the league table come the weekend. Okay, so now I'm gonna share some of the Twitter moments that I found. I hope you guys enjoy. Yeah.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
So those were the Twitter moments. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and let me know your thoughts about the weekend for the Bundesliga action. And yeah, see you in the next one.